Let's see who's in the call. Big Macintosh?
Yep.
Wraith?
Present.
Soundwave?
Yes, I'm here.
Alright, so everyone's here. Good.
Well, it's nice to meet you all.
Yep.
Indeed it is.
Glad to be here.
So, I was on the show Phineas and Ferb.
I'm a part of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Probably one of the most popular animated TV series that's currently airing.
I'm from Transformers, and I've been around since the first generation in the 1980s.
And I'm from Mighty Ducks the Animated Series.
Why does that name somehow ring a bell? Oh, that's right. I think my stepsister Candace used to watch that show.
That's nice.
Yep.
So, there's 2 Disney characters, myself included. Someone from My Little Pony, and someone from Transformers.
You know, I just thought of some things about the 4 of us here.
And what would those things be?
Well, let's see. I'm the only human here.
All right.
3 of us are living, and the other is a robot.
I'd say that a spark is the robotic equivalent of a heart.
2 of us are British.
Well, I mean, technically, I came from another dimension and not from Earth. But yeah, Ferb, you and I do both speak in British accents.
Ah, gotcha. 2 of us are aliens, and the other 2 are from Earth.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right.
What else?
Wait. Wraith, you said you came from another dimension, right?
Yeah, that's right. Why?
Well, it's just that my sister Applejack told me about how Princess Twilight Sparkle entered through a mirror with a magic portal that led to another dimension. Is it possible that maybe she entered your dimension? Have you seen her?
I doubt that, Big Mac. I've never even heard of... what was her name again?
Twilight Sparkle?
Yeah, Twilight Sparkle.
Well, now you have.
Yes, quite.
Perhaps we all live in 4 separate dimensions.
Either that, or Wraith, Soundwave, and I all live in the same dimension, apart from Big Macintosh.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, as a Decepticon, I think it's most likely that I tower over all 3 of you.
Really?
Yes,
And how tall are you?
somewhere around 20 feet.
Oh, wow.
Yes, you do tower over us indeed.
Currently, I'm somewhere around 5 feet tall.
I'm approximately 6 feet tall.
And what about you, Wraith?
Last I checked, I'm either 6'5" or 6'6", not really counting my horns.
If you don't mind me asking, Ferb, how old are you?
Oh, I just turned 12 a few weeks ago. I'm pretty sure I'll end up really tall when I become an adult.
Yep. I'm pretty sure you will too.
Your voice sounds deep for a 12-year-old.
Not nearly as deep as yours.
Indeed.
But yeah, I get that a lot. And the same can be said about Dipper from Gravity Falls.
I'll bet.
Oh, and I just figured out something that we all have in common.
You did?
I did.
So what do we all have in common?
I could go for the obvious one and say that we're all male, but none of them are expecting something that obvious. And besides, Soundwave is technically genderless as he's a robot and just has a male voice. It seems we all have the least amount of lines out of every main character and reoccurring character in all 4 TV shows we're in.
You know what? I never thought of that.
I did. Well, kinda.
How so?
Well, in most of my appearances in Friendship is Magic, I usually just say yup and nope. In some episodes, I spoke some full sentences. One where I was trying to reason with Applejack not to overwork herself. One where I was pretty ticked off about one of my secrets being exposed in a newspaper written by my younger sister Applebloom and her two friends Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo. Later, I found out that they were being bullied and being blackmailed and were just looking for help when it got real bad. And one where I told Applebloom about how she used to look up to me, and it just didn't seem that way anymore, which was far from the case since she still does look up to me. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that I don't normally speak full sentences, which is why I decided to join this here Skype call as a way of stepping out of my comfort zone. And you know what? I'm starting to like this a little more.
Gotcha.
Ah, so you're more of the silent type.
Yep, most of the time anyway. What about you?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily classify myself as the silent type. I'm known for saying at least one line per episode of the show, and sometimes 2 or 3 lines.
I guess I'm kind of the same way with minor differences.
Like what?
I'm one of the minions to the Saurian overlord Dragonus, so I don't get nearly as much screen time as you do on your show. Heck, there were a small number of Mighty Ducks episodes that I wasn't in. I might say 2 or 3 lines in an episode, sometimes 4 or 5. I've even had one episode where I said 20 lines.
Then you must be the Saurian equivalent of me in that sense.
Really? How so, Soundwave?
I work for Megatron, leader of the Decepticons, and I don't usually get many lines per Transformers episode that I'm in.
And under what sounds like a robotic filter, you seem to have a really deep voice like I do.
Yes, my voice is very deep and gravelly. It just so happens that I'm voiced by Frank Welker, who also voiced Dr. Claw in Inspector Gadget.
I'm voiced by Thomas Sangster, who played Simon in Nanny McPhee.
I'm voiced by Peter New, who, according to my research, did the voice of Sunil in Littlest Pet Shop, and I think he did the most amount of voices than all other voice actors in the show.
That's cool.
And I'm voiced by Tony J, who voiced Frollo in The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
That's a really good movie.
Yep.
Didn't Tony J also voice Megabyte in Reboot?
Yes, he did.
I thought so. I remember that a lot of voice actors who were in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic were also in that show.
Was Peter New in that show too?
I don't think so.
Alright.
Speaking of voice actors, did you know that my paternal grandpa Reginald Fletcher is voiced by Malcolm McDowell?
Ah, yes, Malcolm McDowell. Definitely a great actor.
Indeed. And you know what's coincidental? There was an episode of Phineas and Ferb where Phineas and I were sent to a reformation camp after Candace successfully got us in trouble, and in one scene they held our eyelids open and forced us to watch a film that says boys shouldn't be creative and should only please their sisters. Or some sort of rubbish like that. Which is very similar to a scene in A Clockwork Orange where Alex is forced to watch some violent films.
And how is this coincidental?
Because Alex in A Clockwork Orange is played by Malcolm McDowell.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, me too. And I'm glad he didn't confuse coincidence with irony.
So, Ferb, what do you do on your show?
I build these crazy machines, sometimes inventions, alongside my stepbrother Phineas. For example, we built a couple of roller coasters, and the second time we did it, it was a musical episode. We combined summer with winter, our name for it was Swinter. We built an airplane out of paper. I know that sounds basic and ordinary out of context, but it wasn't just any paper airplane. It was an exact replica of a real airplane made almost entirely out of paper, and it functioned just like a real airplane. And we made many more things that lots of people were amazed by.
That sounds real interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And yourself?
I usually just do chores around Sweet Apple Acres, like plowing, apple bucking, stuff like that.
I'm sorry, apple bucking? What does that mean?
In Equestria, apple bucking is when a pony kicks a tree with their hind legs to try and get apples out of an apple tree.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
So, if you wanted to get cherries from a cherry tree, then it would be cherry bucking?
Yup.
And if you wanted pears, then it would be pear bucking?
Yup.
Interesting. Maybe Phineas and I should train a horse to buck fruit trees for us.
If you ever get around to it, let me know how it turns out.
I'll try to keep that in mind. What about you, Wraith?
Huh?
What do you do on your show?
Oh, well, I'm one of the villains in the show.
Oh?
I'm a Saurian that could use dark magic when I summon the dark magic from the ancient Saurians. And like I said earlier, I serve the last Saurian overlord known as Lord Dragonus, and I also work alongside 2 other Saurians named Siege and Chameleon.
That's interesting. And you, Soundwave?
I serve as the communications officer for the Decepticons, and my alternate mode is that of a micro-cassette recorder, and I can also use sound as a weapon. I work for the lead Decepticon, Megatron, as his right-hand robot, and I often carry out reconnaissance missions.
Alright. Well, I think that at some point, I'll go rewatch each of your shows since it's been a while since I last saw them.
I think you're in for a real treat, Ferb.
I'll bet. And if Phineas ends up liking the show, maybe he won't question girly things anymore like he did in our show's Wizard of Oz parody once.
And I think I watch all your shows as well.
Thanks, Wraith.
Yeah, thank you kindly, Wraith.
You're welcome.
Well, this has certainly been a fun call, but I think we should end it here.
I agree. This conversation has sparked my curiosity about your shows, and I'd like to go look them up as soon as possible.
Same here.
Let's hope we can have another call sometime.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna end the call here. See you guys.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Soundwave over and out.